a little sidetracked. I think my eggs are a little, certainly not over easy this morning, but I don't know what I got busy with, but I got a little overdone. Got some of my Jimmy Dean sage sausage out. It's frozen, but it works pretty good. Got a big knife over there, and I can just slab off nice slabs of it to fix up. It's supposed to be up in the 80 degrees today, and that's most of these mornings since I've been here, though, have been hanging around about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So again, this morning I got the fire going. Off one thing, I got to get the dishes done until I got some water heating up to get that done, and then I think I'm gonna take my small chainsaw out, and I think I'm gonna walk. I got some logs across a few of the trails. I need to get the logs cut off so I can take a mower down them and get the smaller stuff cut up. So I think that'll be the goal for midday. I got one of Vonnie's world famous cherry pies out. I think I'll pack a little lunch and go out and make a day of it. It is after I get through my breakfast. I've been checking these cameras every few days, but it's amazing. There are no mammals running around right now. Haven't had a bobcat or a wolf or a bear. And talking to some locals the other day, they kind of mentioned that with the so dry last summer, there was no berries, there was a late frost, no food out here at all. And the bears, they've moved up to where there's some food up near the towns and the farm country. Camera shows me there's nothing going on here, but still think I'll just sit here a few minutes and enjoy. Well, that's enough stalling. I know I got trees to start cutting just around the corner, so time to get to work before the day gets too hot. Time to get serious. Well, that was the easy part. Well, that didn't take too long, but got my heart rate up, got a little bit of a sweat going. But now, be able to come through here in the next couple days, and if I just had a lawnmower that would handle this stuff. Oh, I do. My biggest thing will be deciding which one of my specialty mowers I want to bring up through here and clean these trails up. I've never ever mowed these trails. I've always just cut the stuff off with a chainsaw, but I think bringing the mower through, because this trail goes to the north to the spring, swing around here, this trail heads directly over to Hawks Pond, so we'll get them spruced up really nice. And you know, maybe I got a little project here. I'd really like to have this rock, let me get out of the way, I'd really like to have this rock over at the new cabin. I wonder if there's anybody coming up that I could sucker, I mean anybody that was coming up that would like to take a walk with me out here. Maybe we bring that back on the Snow Dog. I tried digging it out last year and I couldn't get it up out of there, so I don't know what the depth is, but that is a beauty of a foundation block. I just hate to pass that one up. The bears don't leave my sign along. People won't know if they're coming or going, but we've broken the lag bolts right off the back here, so I'm gonna have to bring up some reinforcements. I don't know, can you even read it yet? Tour of homes, which Hawks Pond, the Erd Bridge, that used to say Corduroy. That used to say the Corduroy Trail, so a little decrepit. It's nice when these trails are shaded just enough that they're open, and yet nothing grows in them. And you get a little daylight coming through and things grow really well. The terrain right in here is really rolling and rough with that drop down in the little swale, and that's where the stream from my spring flows. It's flowing really good and heading out, but I think I got my brush saw out at Hawks Pond, which is just to the west of right here, and I think as I head back to the cabin with it, I'll bring it through here and I'll use it to clean things up, because those mowers are big, but it'd be too much work trying to bring them through here. Right here, the trail, the old road, passes along the north edge of this old farmer's fields back in the homestead days of getting on to 80 or 90 years ago now, probably, since anybody was in here. You can see the brush pile where I came through and cut the invasive stuff out to keep the good stuff, which the good stuff is like, I'm not sure on my cherry tree, but there's choke cherries and pin cherries, and that's why these were left. Oh, walking in here really feels good after being out in that hot sun. Believe me, this it's as cool as it looks in here. It really feels refreshing. I'm just east of Hawks Pond, and As I said before, that pond is fed by springs, and this is the water that, since the beavers haven't got that dam all plugged up, all this water it's coming right through. Got some water held up out there, but not as high as it would be if they plugged a few holes. Imagine that. A mower stashed out on Martin's trails. Well, there's a reason for this. We're like a mile from the cabin, and there's beaver ponds between here and the cabin, and so it's hard to get one here, so when it gets here, it stays. Although I am planning on swapping it out with that better one. Take this one back to the cabin yard. In fact, it even is labeled yard machine, not trail machine. Break time at one of my favorite rest spots. And yes, that is an old horse-drawn plow that I dug out of the bushes years ago. Probably plowed this plot of ground right here for the old guys that had this. I think I saw that they were settling his estate up in the mid-1930s. I think he had passed away a couple years before somebody finally got around to doing that, but we've probably been sitting vacant here ever since. You can see I'm in no hurry to get back to work. Probably about 2/3 of the way through the cutting chore I wanted to get done today, but I got one more log I need to cut and remove, but after that, if I don't feel like it, the section I'll be in there, I'll just whack them into pieces and I'll throw them out of the way later, but don't want to get too tired. Gets in the way of my enjoyment.